Hello, you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Sorry about that. I had to run and go grab something from my house. Then I wanted to get Kate's link. I meant to put it in the Nightbot. Didn't get that done. I do have the link though. And I pushed the live back. So it was going to be earlier, but Cher had a live and it was a very interesting live. So I wanted to be there for some of that. And I can't push it off till tomorrow. I might have an update on Madeline tomorrow, but other than that, I'll probably do it pretty quick. And then I'm going to take a day because tomorrow is my mom's birthday. But, anyways, thank you guys for being here. Hey, K-Braze, I loved your membership milestone message. I'm glad I was on my phone because freaking StreamYard doesn't let you see those. I look like a mess. I'm going to turn the camera on for just a little bit before we get into things. Hey, Yorkie. Hey, Butterfly Kisses. Hey, Random Man, Emily, Mystic, Amy in Boston. Hey, Tony. Hey, Nurse Sandy. Hey, Mystic. Hey, Amber, Eddie. Let's see. Pointer Lover. Thank you guys for being here. Hey, Jamie. Jamie has been helping so much with information on Madeline. I just cannot thank you enough. It's been really awesome. Hey, Messy Jessie, Unique Trauma. Hey, On the Case with Jeannie. Hey, Danielle. I'm excited to talk to you guys because I've learned a lot. Hey, Crime Curious, in these last couple interviews that have came out. Thank you, On the Case with Jeannie. Oh, hey, Will. Thank you. I know they did. They did find her, and they did arrest her boyfriend. And there's some video footage of it and stuff, so we might talk about that tomorrow. Let me drop Kate's link. So 2 interviews that have happened since the last time we were live on the case on what happened in Henryetta. One took place on Kate Does Crime, and we're going to go over some of the details. I took tons of notes, but I only took, sorry about that, I only took notes for like the first 2 hours, and it was a long live. There was a couple hours left, so you guys definitely want to check out the full live. Thank you, Christy. That word cracks me up. Hey, Andrea. Hey, Struggle is Real. So let me see. I dropped my spoon and my little thing. Okay. Thank you, Christy. Okay. Anyways, we've learned a lot since then. Let me see. I wanna show you some pictures. We're gonna look at some videos, and we're gonna talk. So let me pull up my screen. Lynn, the aunt who was on News Nation, who found all that stuff in the house and everything. She was on Kate's channel, and she went in depth about a lot of stuff. We're gonna go through the notes from that. She went, we're going to talk about a few things that might make sense of this. We've had big questions on why, on the different, they had different amounts of gunshot wounds and stuff. There's big questions on that, and we're going to talk about that. First, though, I wanted to read. These are from Holly's mom, okay? And these are her public Facebook posts. I think that she wants people to hear these. So I wanted to read them to you guys in case you hadn't been over there and seen it, for yourself, so you can hear and see what she said. So first, she says, all the posts on Facebook and the new talk about 7 bodies found and mention Ivy and Brittany, but no mention of the other 4 found. Those other 4 were my daughter Holly, her children, Riley, Elizabeth Allen, Michael James Mayo, and Tiffany Dorr Guess. My heart does go out to Ivy and Brittany's families, but they were not his only victims. My daughter loved her children, and yes, she married the man who killed them, but she was fooled by his charm. I hurt just like the other families, but he took my world from me. My grandchildren and my daughter, I have a hole in my heart that he created by his actions. Jesse McFadden was a monster for his actions. I would love to talk to the media and tell my side of it. I loved Ivy. She was a sweet girl. I really didn't know Brittany, but she must have been a sweet girl for my Tiffany to care for her. My prayers are there for both of the other families. I just ask that people remember my family as well, and that they had names too. She also says, I'm going to say this again. This was, actually, before that, after the post we just read, she says, we will be setting up a GoFundMe to help with the cost of final expenses. The cost is going to be a hard pill to swallow. I mean, imagine burying 4 people, Oh, you're welcome, Emily. Yes, Cujo, they did. They found Madeline and they arrested her boyfriend. Then she says, I'm going to say this again. My daughter Holly did not know the truth about Jesse, and now she and my grandbabies are dead. Stop bashing her. These are powerful and important statements. And, then she says, if someone wants to blame my daughter, they can contact me. That man had her fooled, and now my daughter and my grandchildren. My daughter didn't help him. He killed her and 5 children. So stop digging my daughter. She is a victim as well. So. Hey, Amanda. Good to see you. No, Pointer Lover. I cannot imagine. I really cannot. Let me see. I don't have my phone up, so if I miss anything, you guys let me know, like the membership milestones and stuff. I don't want to miss any of those. Okay. Some people are incredibly manipulative. I know from firsthand experience, so I'm not quick to judge. That's true. Hey, crazy Italian lady. Okay, so let's get in. Also, Ivy's dad did an interview, a new one with News Nation. But first, I want to get into Kate's live last night. I'm just going to put this here just so we have their pictures. We can there's other pictures we're going to look at. Oh, Danielle, thank you. I saw somebody say thank you, Danielle, so I wasn't sure, or maybe it was a milestone, and thank you so much. Hey, Maria. Okay, so this is so interesting. I cannot wait to talk to you guys about this stuff. And let me share Kate's link. She's been doing excellent work on the case and other cases too. I was talking to her today some about Madeline's case. And yeah, so if you guys are not subscribed over there, you definitely want to subscribe. She really does a great job. Amanda, I don't know. I hope that now they are doing a full investigation, but I really don't know. Hey, Lip Lock No More, welcome. Thank you. Okay, so she gets on there, and I took notes. We're gonna go through from start to finish of what I took. She says, the first thing that I want to clear up. People are saying I was hiding evidence and didn't want to turn evidence over. That is so far from the truth. She said, at one point, she didn't want to give the evidence to those local police who already said they didn't want the restraints and stuff. She didn't want to give them the phones. She wanted to either give them to the Webster family's private investigator or to like OSBI or, not the local police. I know, Danielle. I agree. Yes, Debs, I saw that. Hey, Princess Megan Elsa. Okay, so then they get into, she says, the first day she discovered 5 cell phones. Those 5 cell phones all belonged to Holly. They were all old phones. And she talks about that more in a little bit. She does say, she, of course, like I said, she didn't want to give them to Henryetta police. They didn't even want to take the drugs. They weren't taking the restraints. They didn't want to take anything. Then she says, when OSBI showed up, things changed dramatically. The head investigator basically said, since I got here, this, I know that you were told it was no longer a crime scene. It is a crime scene. No one can be here. And they had to do paperwork describing each and everything the family found, how they found it, and show where it was at then. They weren't allowed to take anything. OSBI, and that makes me feel better. Aw, thank you, Butterfly Kisses. Thank you, Music City. Thank you. I appreciate that so much, Music City Mom. Thank you. She says on Friday they were planning the funerals, and the landlord called and said, you have until Sunday. There's going to be a dumpster delivered. And Holly's mom couldn't do it. She actually wasn't even there yet. And it's funny because apparently this landlord had told them they had plenty of time until he saw the video and of what was in the house, and then he changed his mind. His tune changed a little bit. Drop my pen. They found Madeline, within a few minutes of her house. I have a map that Jamie sent me. I'm going to hopefully be able to show you guys all of that tomorrow and show you the live streams and stuff of when he was arrested. So, yeah, Saturday when OSBI got there were 15 family members at the house and 7 vehicles. And they showed up and said they'd been asked to take over. They wanted to see what was taken. There was also a U-Haul there. The family had brought a U-Haul to get everybody's stuff. She said each one of the family members consented to the search, so there was no need for warrants and all of that. And they videoed and took pictures of everything. Hey, Jen. Hey, Ava. Crime Curious. I know. Yes, he was arrested today. And his mugshot. Ugh. I'm going to show you. After we get through this, I'll show you guys his mugshot and stuff. I would like to know who removed the trouble. Me too. Because there were things that were removed from that house that the family didn't remove and the police didn't remove, including a tripod and drugs, which is interesting. Sorry, I had to get a drink. Okay, so she said, there is nothing I discovered that wasn't witnessed by another family member. There was, because, all of a sudden there were rumors that she was lying and stuff like that. And she said, no. Everything I saw, everything I did, there was a witness, basically. Yes, I post Chloe's mom. If you go to my community page, I posted a local news article and some photos and stuff. Then she said they had rights. This was quite interesting. She said the original search warrant gave them rights to everything. On May 1st, they had rights to everything on the property. Eddie, are you here, Eddie? I know, Jen, me too. But you know what? I'm so relieved that they arrested him, I know, Mystic. I wonder who did that as well. She said, obviously the murders had to occur somewhere else, not in the house, not where they were found necessarily, but the family walked the property. They walked the entire property. And there's many things she's not saying yet, so they did. She found all of Jesse's paperwork. He kept a ton of paperwork, and we saw some of that. I mean, he even had the things like letters and stuff from his previous relationship. She said that OSBI and the difference between OSBI and Henryetta police, like the county police, it was a night and day difference. She's like, I cannot even explain how big of a difference it was. Hello, Jin Lu. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I hated I was live when TT was. I pushed it back a few, but are the state police not going to look into the matter of Tony? You know what? I don't know. They've been talking with the family and stuff, so I'm sure they're aware. At least the family can get their daughter, sister, friend laid to rest. I know, Amanda. I know. He did. He saved everything, Mystic. Yay, Angela, you're here tonight. Okay. I got to check out your channel, Lip Lock No More. I think I've watched some because the name is so familiar. Let's see. She said the lead investigator was absolutely remarkable. She said she felt there was a treasure trove of evidence in the house. Oh, hi, D-Lynn. Okay, thank you so much. I was actually just going over some of the things you said last night on Kate's. And here, you guys, I'm going to drop the link again because I want you to go, if you can, and watch this for yourself because I'm just relaying parts of it, the first couple hours. And I just think to hear it for yourself, and not only that, Kate really does an excellent job on lots of cases, not just this one. So thank you so much, Dylan. Let's see. She said the first day she found 5 phones. All the phones were Holly's. The second day they found 3 more. Now these 3 phones all turned on. So that gave them basically the idea that they had not been there long, right? Because they would be dead or wouldn't turn on. And these phones were found in Jesse's room or the laundry room. Now, I was going to show this picture on another part, but I want to show you where they were found. So right here, Kate was actually, they were looking at this in her lab, and I screenshot it. Where her arrow is, the phones were found under that white bag, which is interesting. And remember, you guys, we talked, this is probably in my notes coming on, I'm just thinking of it. We talked about this, about all the duffel bags and stuff. She said there was a family member who went through all of those bags. So, you know, that's good. A lot of people were worried about that. So yeah, the landlord had called Wednesday and said, take your time. Then the video goes out, and the next day he calls and basically says, get your shit, get it, and get, a dumpster's going to be coming or whatever. And let's see. Yeah, called Wednesday, take your time, video goes out. And then on Friday is when he called. None of the three on the second day had passcodes to turn on. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Marcus, this is literally one of the craziest stories I've ever heard in my life. I know, Marcus. It is. It is. And the worst part about that is, to us, it's this crazy case, and like, I know so many of you guys do care about the victims, and you have amazing intentions. And I do too. I care about the victims too. But we will never truly understand. Look, this is real life. These are real people. This is their real family members. They are going through the absolute worst moments of their life. And, yeah, it's sad. I know, Debs. I have videos of us scrolling through the phones. Wow. I wonder. I don't know. It just makes you wonder how he took them and stuff. Okay, this was so interesting. So many people have talked about, were these chains and stuff, how long had they been there? They looked old. We do know, and I'll show you the receipt that Kate shared, that Lynn had shared with Kate. But on Christmas Eve, Joe and his girlfriend spent the night. Also, they talked about another friend who had been there before, not too long before, and none of that stuff was there. So, hey, Melissa Jade. And it's scary for them. Yes, it is. Pearl, because I don't think those were there for long, like I said. So, Joe is Tiffany's biological father, but he also was very close with the other kids and wanted to adopt them and stuff. And he had spent Christmas there. He spent the night with his girlfriend, and none of this, they didn't see any of this stuff. Also, she makes a point that the beds, if they were pushed up against a wall, you wouldn't, and the bed was made, you wouldn't be able to see the ones in Holly's room. And we're going to look at the video again after we talk about all this, because I think with all this context, it's so much different. I think the chain setup in the kitchen island was new. I think so too, especially with the receipts and everything. They looked new. Other people that had been there recently hadn't seen them. Oh, actually, this is the part of my notes. She was asked, do you think the restraints had been there a while? She said the one in Holly's rooms wouldn't have been visible. But she didn't see any shavings or anything like that. So she does feel like they were probably there for a while. But something that stands out to Lynn, she said the twin mattress in the living room was made with, it had a fitted sheet, a top sheet, the blankets were folded. She said all the other beds were completely a mess, but this one bed was made, which is so weird. Oh, Margot, you definitely got to catch up. I've got a lot of videos on it. I made my first video, I think the second day, May 2nd. But as you know, a lot of information has come out over time. Like one video, when we scroll through his Twitter likes and stuff, it is quite disturbing. The locks were bought on the 26th. I found the Walmart. Oh, awesome. That's very interesting. So let me look at something really quick. Okay. Just for a second, just to put this in perspective. So if the locks were bought on Wednesday, the 26th, oh my God. Then, he's the one who took the kids to get their friends. I can't help but think that he was planning this with that factor. Then we know they go over, for the weekend. And I don't remember, I'm not clear on the day, one of these days, family was text, phones, bad service and mud puddles and all the things, basically excuses of why no one would be reachable. Sunday is when they were reported missing, right? Ivy and Brittany, I'm pretty sure. And then Monday is when they were found, which is also when he had court. He was supposed to have court. He was going back to prison. He should have never been out of prison at all. Period. What a major failure that he was on good behavior. I just can't get over that. Those of you who haven't followed the case for long, this man had a 20-year sentence for a violent crime. And he got out 3 years early. If he did his full time, he would still be in prison. He got out 3 years early on good behavior. His behavior was so good when he was in jail, he only got in trouble about 10 times. And, he only assaulted someone. He was only caught doing sexual things with other inmates and, accusations of him forcing himself on other inmates in that way, drugs in his system, just, all the things. Caught with a cell phone. He's in jail for a sex crime, gets caught with a cell phone with children's images, sexual images on it, and still walks out, under 18, and still walks out of that prison on good behavior 3 years early. He was charged in 2017 with this case that he was about to go to trial for. He got out of prison in 2020, and the trial wasn't happening till 2023. Hey, Connie. Hey, Tess. Look at the Walmart receipt. Okay, I grabbed it too for us to look at from Kate's thing. Henryetta, Oklahoma. Items sold. Chains and 2 brass padlocks. Or I think that's what this stands for. From April 26th. Now, this is so interesting, and you are so smart to do this. Lynn typed in the numbers. She found a box of chains. She compared those numbers to these and confirmed that they are the same chains. He picked Holly because of the kids. I wouldn't be surprised. She had kids that exact, his age. Family was text on the 28th. Okay. Thank you. Let me see. Did I lose my calendar? Because when I was looking at it, I accidentally moved it to the bottom of the screen. So let me write it down, though, just so I don't forget. We've got 26, the receipt, 28, the text. Okay. He definitely had all of this planned out. Yeah. Nobody was reported missing until Monday. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Messaging females in prison. Yeah, that's good behavior, Margot. It is. Amber, there is actually right now Scott Fettgatter. He is a member of the House of Representatives for the state of Oklahoma, not the federal government, just the state. But he is fighting to change the law so that basically they can't get out early on there's no early out with sex crimes. I think this is a prime example of some people are absolutely not redeemable human beings. I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, some good behavior. Yes, I love Dexter. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Yeah, I would love to know what they considered bad behavior. Unbelievable. Yeah. Henryetta police were not interested in the receipt. I mean, what the hell? Not in. She said this on News Nation. She found restraints taped to the back of a dresser and asked police if they wanted them, and they said no. If you don't want them, throw them in the trash. So she bagged them up herself to try to grasp onto any little bit of evidence to try to figure out what happened to maybe give to a private detective or something. That's bullshit. I'm sorry, but those police, they deserve every bit of bad attention they've gotten, and they've gotten a lot, because when I was looking on TikTok, there are a lot of people. There was one girl who said, you know what, you might be sick of hearing me talk about it, but I'm not going to stop, because people need to know about this. How long were Holly and Jesse together? I'm not sure about that. Maybe Ellen knows. I asked Henryetta police to please go make sure Jesse was the one who purchased this. They said no. I heard you. And you know what you said? I think you said, I told them you struck pay dirt or a gold mine or something like that. You called it something like that. Basically, you have this receipt with a date on it. We all know Walmart has cameras. Hello? This is so frustrating. And I'm so sorry, D-Lynn. I cannot imagine how frustrated you must feel, because I know that we're furious. State police have the receipt now, thank God. And state police have actually been acting like, have actually been doing a good job. They feel like Lynn said it was night and day difference on the live last night. And I'm going to drop Kate's channel again. I'm going to keep dropping it throughout the live, because like we're going over part of this interview. It was 4 hours long. So there's a lot to it. If you're watching this case, this is one you don't want to miss, because you're getting straight from the source information, and lots of it, which I really loved. So then she talks about the bedrooms. She says when you first come in to the left, that was Holly and Jesse's bedroom. Then you have a bathroom, which is right across from the TV. And we're going to watch the video again. But then you have Riley and Tiffy's room. And then I know that Michael's room was there too. But then I wrote my next note, say the mud room was Holly's office. Then you have, I wrote again, the bathroom across from the TV. Let me see. Lynn said she always thought something was off, because this was really interesting point. You know, you meet someone, a man that's 40 years old, and he had never been married and stuff, which, hello, when you're in prison, you know, hard to find the girls. Hard to find women in prison, which not really, I guess, but a little harder. I have faith in OSBI. Good. With Texas Cujo. I know. Are the police who screwed this up going to have any consequences? If any of us half-assed our job, we would get fired. I completely agree. Great question, Jen. Michael James was the last room on the right. Thank you, D-Lynn. Makes no damn sense. All of this evidence could not only tell the story of what happened, but could help find other children harmed in any way by him. Absolutely. But you know what? That's what I thought you meant, because you said on the thing that all the bedrooms were on the left. But then I was like, maybe it's on the right of the bathroom, or I don't know. We're going to look at it in the video, though. What do you mean, will be? Let's see. I mean, I don't know what your question is, so let me wait for that. You know, and she says, talks about him being a registered sex offender. And this is very interesting. She said a simple Google search before the crime, and you'd know everything he's ever done. I get into that more. Let me see. Or I'll just tell you, because I remember. But basically, family members, when they found out he was a registered sex offender, they were already married. People are getting mad at them saying, why didn't you do something? What could they do? Come kidnap the kids? I mean, and not only that, also, when it comes to him being registered, when the kids were missing, Lynn says that she told Joe, basically she would help him get custody. She's the one who called Joe and told him that they had found Ivy and Brittany and they were looking for the family. So it wasn't a secret. It was easily found, but we don't know the ins and outs of this actress accusations and stuff like that. But my point is, she was able to find it easily with a quick Google search. And then she did tell the family, Were there any small children within their circle of friends or family? If he planned this, he probably played out whatever sick ideas he could. Well, he was the one who, I remember this from some of the family's first interviews. He took Tiffany to get her friends. I wouldn't be surprised if he is the one who wanted them to come over or something like that. Yeah, Jen Lou, I want her, hey, if you want to come up right now, you can. And anytime, and I want you to cover it too on your channel. You do an excellent job. Thank you, Lou. I appreciate that. Seriously, your brain is special. Jen. She did say just something little interesting about Tiffany. Tiffany loved cow print. You see a cow print pillow in the video, and we're going to look at that. Yes, thank you, Lou. Jesse could legally live in the home with the kids because he was legally married to Holly. I wonder if they got married quickly because of that. I saw it, Allie, but that's okay. I appreciate it. I keep hearing he took Tiffany to get her friends. Why didn't the mom go with them? I don't know. Maybe he was just maybe he was the one who drove everywhere, all summer. Oh, I love when you do too, Jen. Even though he was a sex offender, is that a law anywhere or is that in Oklahoma? I looked it up, and if you're married, you can. But you do have to notify the DHS. Yes, I'm outside by frogs, Marcus. Yay, Angie, it's raining. That's good. Angie's been dealing with wildfires. He monitored their phones, so he may have sent text inviting them over, then picked them up. Yep. Would not be surprised. Yes, K-Braze, you guys are special. You really are. Okay. Then she, again, the no shavings, like I said, I had that in my notes a little further, which led her to believe that he didn't recently put those in the bedroom. Then she talks about all the hypodermic needles they found, because they're talking about, the possibility of the kids being drugged. And she basically said, it was emotional part of this, but just that, I hope they were. And that would have been a little less cruel. Those are my words. Go listen for yourself and you'll hear. It is interesting to think if there's a bunch of hypodermic needles. Hey, Astro from space. Hey, family. Aw. Gail, I'm sorry. I am of the belief that if you're found guilty of any kind of sex offense with a child, you're never getting out. Way too many get out and harm more kids. Gail, I think you're right. I really do. I've never watched it that closely till I started covering cases. And also, a lot of the cases I covered didn't really have that layer. But now the more that I'm getting into that, I agree with you. I totally agree. CPS, I'm sorry, but look how many systems failed your family, Lynn, and I'm so sorry about that. But seriously, the prison system, the child welfare system, I mean, it just goes on. And CPS I think they just have to do, like, they need to redo everything. The celebration of life is Father's Day weekend. They already had one in Westville. Hey, Chris. You are special, K-Braze. Hey, Anna. I'm here listening to the replay. Thanks for covering this case. This woodpile is hiding a lot of rats. Lawmakers probably figured they didn't have to worry about someone marrying one of these POSs. Well, I'd like to know more about this actress that pretended to be Crystal. Every single fail-safe in the system failed in this case. Absolutely, Jen. I can't imagine the horror of each victim watching or knowing each one has been shot and knew they were next. So again, in the bedroom, she discovered a box with new chains, and we see this in the receipt. They also found a ring, and that was in the video, and there was talks of that being a wedding ring, but it was actually a Mother's Day ring. And this was a ring that she wore all the time. So I find that interesting too. I don't know if he took it off of her or what. Let me see what the other photo I had was of. I think it was of the table, but you see the ring, yes. So the reason I took this, and I told Kate today, I was like, wow, these chains, like, that's the first I've heard of that on your video. Look, there's another set of chains, like under the table, hooked to his desk or whatever. This ring right here is the ring that was not her wedding ring. It was a Mother's Day ring. The power is with the people. That is so true. Jinxie Jinx. Trying to really rehabilitate someone who is a pedo is like trying to rehabilitate someone who is, it's what they're attracted to. Oh, that's a scary, scary thought. You know what, Astro from Space? No. Lynn, when was the last time that somebody talked to Holly? I don't know that I've heard that. My company has news info about the case. What do you mean, Dustin? A 10-year-old boy was found starved to near death in a Georgia home. Both parents were arrested. Ugh. So you see in this picture that blue spool on the table? The next day, that was gone. The next day, the tripod was gone. Some of the drugs were gone. Some of the liquor was gone. The last time the family had eyes on Holly was Thursday night at the school for Tiffy's choir concert. Oh, okay. Wow. Thursday. Oh, my God. Rich. Hey, Ann. I wonder about that, too, if it took place over a period of time. Why couldn't he just do himself? Why did he have to take out innocent kids? I know. I don't know. And also, it couldn't have been Thursday because, well, I guess I don't know when they were last seen. But I do think that it took place over like several days. From a source, we found out that the kids of McFadden were scared of him and that McFadden did plan out the killings, and the girls that went missing knew something was up with him. Dustin, where do you work? Chains in the kitchen. When was the last time someone spoke to her face to face? Holly. So again, Holly was alive on Thursday. She was at that choir concert. Did you mean? I kind of took that as maybe you meant after the concert. Let me go back to that comment. Astro from Space. But all right, let's see. That's okay, GC. The police have found witnesses that have told them that. In my opinion, he picked up Ivy by himself, remember? I don't remember that, but that is interesting. Angela, he probably blamed them all for the way he is in his sick, twisted mind. I own an investigative newspaper. Oh, okay, Dustin Andrew, that's cool. What's the newspaper called? We can check it out. I will never understand that with murder-suicides. Makes no sense. Not to be a dick, but if that's your end goal, why not cut to the chase? I know. I've thought about that too. But he had to get some sort of pleasure out of it, because look, he wouldn't be worried like, you're going to go tell on me if you're going to kill yourself. But he was, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. So items came up missing. Yes, maybe while law enforcement didn't want to tag and bag items like kids in a candy store, or maybe the landlord. I don't know, but somebody was in there and things were gone, and it was not police. She made that clear. Ultimately, Holly and Joe were responsible for the children's safety. There is no misunderstanding that results in a 20-year sentence for an SO. So sad for these kids. The Walmart receipt proves he was planning it, in my opinion. I agree. I mean, Wednesday, was he at the choir concert? Oh, in your opinion, I see. Okay. Chrissy, that's interesting. I don't know. He did not pick up Ivy alone. I can 100% confirm this. Okay, thank you. They also found the girls. I tried to fight with him. Where can you give me your newspaper name and we can check it out if there's an article or something like that? He needed Ivy and Tiffany to get Brittany so he could. Someone could have unalived all of them, including Jesse, and got away. Huh, okay. I think the landlord has a whole other story. Yeah, the landlord's kind of interesting. I agree. So there were actually 2 webcams. We talked about the webcams. There were 2. There was one found in the living room next to a bowl of popcorn. When you said that, I was like, that just made me sick. It's like, because think about it. You see, even on YouTube, big dramas happening, you see popcorn emojis going through the chat. Somebody's hanging out, watching a movie, kicking back, relaxing. So just, it grossed me out. And then again, the chains under the desk. That was interesting because I did not see those before. The wedding ring actually was not found. That's also interesting. Whoever went in the house felt comfortable, which is considering what it just... Oh, no, they didn't. This is what happened. They were told that they had to get everything out. The landlord literally said, you have a couple of days to get all your family's belongings or it's going in the dumpster. So they had to. That was just that. He also tried to go live on social media. I don't know. I need to see. Chloe's mom, you can unsubscribe. I don't care. I don't have all the information on the update on Madeline. And this was planned before that. I said at the beginning of the live, we'd be talking about it tomorrow when we get everything together. But that's fine. See you later, girl. Okay. I spent hours taking notes to talk about this. Yeah, so just go on somewhere. Okay. And we are going to talk about Madeline being found. I have to get all the details together. Even right before this live, I was still getting, from Jamie, who's been helping me, and thank you again so much, images of where he lived, how close it was to the house. I got the Facebook Live. I'm also kind of waiting, hoping there's some sort of press conference again. I don't know if that's going to happen. So, yes, there are things. I'm not just going to go live without knowing the details. So, anyways, okay. Oh, thank you, Astro from space. I love you guys. I've never felt comfortable in that house. Trust and believe. I was praying a lot. And she says that on the live, you guys. She did not want to go in there. But her sister couldn't do it. It was too hard. And she was trying to do what was right by everybody. I appreciate that. I do. I really do. I guarantee this is going to blow the lid off of a pedo ring. Betty, I hope so. I really, really do. It is not over. Oh, the person who stole the liquor. I see what you're saying. That makes sense. The people who took the liquor. I missed your comment too because of Chloe's mom. Okay, I get what you're saying. Who would go in there and take, you know what I mean? Like, did they know what was going on? You know? Okay. Thank you guys. You guys are the bomb.com. Thank you, Connie. Okay, let me see. I love you guys, Jamie. I got that now. I'm sorry, you guys. I misunderstood that. Thank you, Rich. Dustin, can you give me the name of your thing? Because I really want to read your comments and talk about them, but I don't, I just want to be able to double check a few things and look at your article and stuff. Would that be okay? Thank you, sunset gazing. What? No, I'm telling you guys, like, that is a pet peeve of mine to not know. And even when we do like sometimes we do like true crime news over here, just going through headlines. I like to know what we're talking about ahead of time. You know what I mean? So it's okay. I would think the landlord would have been the only one that could have got into the house to take that stuff. Yeah, but what if somebody snuck in? Thank you, Sherry. Grumpy, I'm so sorry I misunderstood that like that. Dude, yes, I did tell it. I've made like 5 community posts. You can go on then. Stop derailing my chat. Cujo, there are, okay, I don't know that for sure. I have heard from people that I trust that they are assisting OSBI. And no, actually I do know that because we were talking about it and D-Lynn said yes, she can confirm there was an FBI, somebody there from the FBI. So I forgot about that. Hey, D. There, see, yes, I know for a fact one agent was present. Oh, minded monsters, this is your front porch. You sit, rock, smoke, and talk about what you please. We love you the way you are, and your work is amazing. You guys are amazing. Okay, I print my newspaper each week, and we do an e-article once a month. Our website is down. Oh, Riddler, you're so sweet. They're out tonight, you guys. I'm sorry. Okay, let me see here. Let's continue. So, the duffel bags, like I showed you guys where those phones were found under those bags. Let's see. The family emptied. There were 2 duffel bags up there, which you see those bags. The family emptied and saw when he put saw the phones when they put the bag back. He pulled all of it down and emptied all the bags. And she says, I don't believe Jesse acted alone. I don't have evidence, but there's some things that led me to believe that. And then she also says, I don't think he could have carried them all. He was a small man. He weighed 150 pounds. So it's very interesting. She said, family members are upset with her for working for police. This has been tough. Lip lock no more. Thank you. Hey, it is what it is. Yeah. Oh, and I told you guys I was going to show you guys at the end of the live, I will show you the mugshot of Madeline's boyfriend and some of that stuff. We'll talk about it a little bit, but I really need to get my ducks in a row before I do a full thing on it. But like I said, I've shared it. Go to my community page. It's all down there. You'll see everything. I think I actually meant to if I didn't share his new mugshot. Oh, you guys, it is creepy. Okay. So this is another thing that was so interesting. And I'd heard this, but to hear it from family member and know for certain, he was at all the school events, all the track meets, all of that stuff. Which, ooh, and imagine him, a person like him, at high school events or middle school events, you know? Yes, they do, butterfly kisses. Thank you so much. Okay. Now, the family was lied to about when they got married, and we had seen some of this before in an interview. But, they thought they had gotten married December 24th, but they actually got married in May. Now, when we've talked about the number of gunshots and why do some victims have multiple gunshots? Some, and Holly had 3, and some have 1, and they're in different places. What was going on here? This was quite enlightening. She said that they did. So at first, they assumed that it was done with a shotgun. The family did, because he was a felon. He wasn't allowed to have guns. I'm going to block Chloe's mom, you guys. I'm sorry. Just ignore her. Go start your own channel, sweetheart. Show us how it's done, babe. Okay. But yeah, so at first they thought it could have been a shotgun, but come to find out that's not the case. Another reason that they thought that, besides the fact that he was a felon and couldn't have guns, and they knew that he had his mom's old shotgun, was because they asked for dental records for Tiffany and Michael. Now, Tiffany and Michael are the 2 kids that have 2 gunshot wounds versus 1 for these 3 girls, Ivy, Brittany, and Riley, who, remember, they were found together somewhat spread out, and the others were found all together. I'm curious. Hey, sweet Melissa. I will not tell where they were shot out of respect for the victims' families. That's okay. I do know this just from police. They said that it was different, for each one. Some were the side, some were in the back, there were injuries to some of the fronts of the head, that kind of thing. I'm curious. Okay. And like I told you, Lynn was the one who called Joe and told him that they had found the 2 girls. And I can't imagine how you guys felt waiting on, everyone else to be found. Something interesting we found out the other day. His mom, Jesse's mom, LaDonna, received a text from him Sunday night, I believe. Or am I wrong about that? I think it was Sunday night. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. Received a text from him that he was thinking about taking his own life. He was going to take his own life. He wasn't going back to prison. And we also know that he hid his truck at a neighbor's house from family. So apparently the mom went out there to bring a quilt that she had recently made for Holly, but she didn't see anyone. She didn't call the police, but whatever. We assumed he used a shotgun he used to kill the wild hogs. Sorry for giving an assumption without saying it was. I'll no longer do that. That's okay. Look, no, don't be sorry. You are going through a lot, and things develop over time. This is a thing with all cases, truly. When we first learn about them, we really can't get, you're not getting 100% accurate information, even from police, because they haven't really done their full investigation and stuff. So yeah, it sucks, but sometimes it happens like that. I know. I love her too. She's funny. Being on panel with her, she makes me laugh a lot. Her and Jen together. Oh my gosh. Oh, Riddler. Thank you. That's sweet. Okay. One last thing though about his mom, LaDonna, she did say Holly and the kids were gone when she went there. And this is all new information to me. I didn't know any of this stuff. And I'm telling you guys, there's a ton more. on Kate's interview. I'm going to drop it again for you guys who haven't seen it yet. This is one that you definitely do not want to miss. Don't sleep on her channel anyways. You don't want to do that. Okay, so that was just the notes that I took. Let me grab this interview that just came out last night. We're going to look at that for a second. I also grabbed these pictures. I was looking at her mom's page, and these are public. I didn't even mean to put that one in there. I'll just wait on those, actually. So let's go to, before we go to the new interview, after we've learned all this stuff about the house, all of these little details that we didn't really know, new things, those one chains I hadn't seen before, the receipt when it was purchased, the box of chains. This interview with Kate was the first that I heard that you also found new chains in a box. So after that, I want to go back and just take a look at this.
The cell phones were found on the top shelf. Above that were 2 more laptops that were recovered by the sheriff's department.
Electronics, chains, drug paraphernalia, just some of the things reportedly found in Jesse McFadden's house. Glad you're with us tonight at 9. I'm Sarah Whaley.
And I'm Shay Rozzi, the attorney who represents the family of one of the 6 victims in a mass murder-suicide, sent us these videos.
Shelly, this is the local news here. And if I'm not mistaken, the local news came out there and filmed with the family to get it out. They wanted people to know what was going on, All right, Live Blog No More. Thank you for being here. Have a good night. And I'm going to come check out your channel soon. And, hey, Surviving the Storms. And Shannon, Maddie, okay, her name's Madeline Pantoya. I know I didn't say that very good, but I covered her case today. There's actually not really a ton of people talking about it. And she was found not long after the live I did. I'll show you at the end here in a few minutes who she is, who was arrested, and yeah, that. Oh, thank you, Surviving the Storms. Appreciate that. Okay. It is summer. It's just disgusting. It is. Okay.
He feels could have been important evidence that investigators left behind.
Fox 23's crime and safety reporter Abigail Dye joins us live after going through all of that video. Abby.
Shay, Sarah, the Websters say that law enforcement left a lot of evidence in this house. And I will warn you, the video you're about to see may be disturbing to some viewers.
This is the entrance of the front door, the living area.
The grandmother of Ivy Webster walks us through the McFadden's home on Thursday. She had been in the house a day before.
Just a second. I just want to go back right to where they walk in. One, you see the cow print on the couch. I actually hadn't noticed that. I noticed the one on the bed. So we know now that Tiffany loved cow print.
Door.
Then you have this bed that was made. And this was not the same.
The living area.
The grandmother of Ivy Webster walks us through the McFadden's home on Thursday. She had been in the house a day before and discovered several electronics. So she
Michael's room.
Called investigators, who she says came and took some, but not all of the evidence.
These are the computers. There is a box of some sort. This is the master bedroom.
Here you see a chain and hook device of some sort.
Now, this is where she said she believes these had been there for a long time, but also it appears that, they could have been easily hidden by pushing the mattress up against the wall and fixing the pillows and stuff. And, yeah. Let me see. Thank you, Ava. Let me rewind it just a little bit. Grumpy. I'm not Mama Bear. I was just saying. Every case deserves all the attention, right? Madeline's case does. She deserves it. That's why I covered it today, which it's not being covered hardly anywhere. But they also deserve accurate information. These victims, and the best that we can. We're going to get things wrong. We're human, right? But at the end of the day, if you're going to tell their story and, you know, don't you owe it to them to give it to them accurately? Yes, that is Holly's bed, Marcus. You know, and I'm sorry, that's just how I feel about it, and that's that. Okay.
This is the master bedroom.
Here you see a chain and hook device of some sort.
I don't know if I missed a TV across. Wait. Yep, right there. There is a TV at the
Chain and hook device of some sort.
Sheriff's Department just came out and collected
Thank you, Mama Bear.
the cell phone that was in this drawer.
And sex toys left out in the open.
There's a sex toy there.
Oh my God, how did I miss that one? I knew about the others, but I totally missed this one. It is odd, Dorothy, that the rest of the house is, you know, destroyed. The other beds aren't made, but that one was. It's kind of interesting. Thank you, Amanda. Yes. I think Sandy, she said there was a fitted, yes, there was a fitted sheet. There was a, like it was made and folded and, you know, done with not necessarily how she would picture the teenagers making the bed either. That's true, Summer. Well, you know, I watched this live last night, but then I rewatched it today and took notes on it. I really think you guys so should watch it out. Watch the live here. I'm going to link her channel again. It was just so much new. It is new information. I learned a ton. Shoot, man. I can't get it to drop. Let's see. Okay. I've been screaming this since day one about the bed. Yeah, I know, a lot. There was more hidden, so I'm not sure. Oh. Sniper, how are you? Okay, Miss Crime Curious. Their bedroom, the boys' bedroom, the parents' bedroom matches in front of the TV. Could someone else have been staying there? Here, let's keep watching.
They're in the master bedroom. This is the kitchen.
Now, this is the chains that these are the ones that she believes are new. And you see these locks now, just a second, because I'm going to go back to the receipt. This receipt was found there. These 3 items were purchased on the 26th, Wednesday. Thursday, they had a school event that Holly went to. And then Friday, the girls came over, and then Monday, you know, they were all found. And we don't really know exactly what took place over that weekend. Besides, I fear that it was maybe days of hell. And that's just, you know, hopefully that's not the case. There were chains bought and brass locks. So based on the receipts, also based on other kids who had recently been there and family members, right? They're not the new chains, but they are new locks, correct? The new chains were still in the box, right? But yeah, the family members who had spent the night there on Christmas Eve didn't see anything like this. Other kids that had been in the home didn't see anything like this. Thank you, Melissa. Yes, you did. It was a ton. It was very interesting, and thank you for sharing. Because it helps us make sense of some of this. I just can't believe how I just can't believe that. Oh, the police. I don't know how you walk into a place like this and don't want to take the stuff, look at it, test it, you know, the blue light stuff. Why can I never remember what that's called? The blue star or whatever. Wow. Yes, new locks. Okay, that's what I thought. And then was that right about the chains were still in the box, the new chains? Oh my God, encephalitis. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sniper. I hope you feel better. Was his last hurrah. Oh my God. Blue Star. Yes, thank you, Melissa. Okay.
He has a mounted lock bolt.
And more items left out in the open,
There is collars. There is lube.
including paraphernalia. While that may be
There's a bong up there. I'm not sure what that is. A hat that says McFadden.
off-putting to some, what really disturbs Ivy's
It's hard because they move so fast. I want to look at the things in the
family.
With 2 more computers.
Are the electronics left behind?
That was Holly's desk, you guys, by the way. And we know that she had an online store with her sister, and her desk was in the mud room. So yeah. Blue Star. What did it used to be called though? The other stuff. Because that's what when Gannon's trial, like luminol. Yes. That's what I kept wanting to call that. Holly had her medical marijuana card. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm all for to me, marijuana is not a drug. It is natural medicine, and it's not for kids. I don't think it's for kids under 25 really, because it really can take away your ambition and stuff like that. But otherwise, for medicinal purposes, like I use edibles to sleep every night, and legally, because I've been buying like the Delta 9 that you get at the store recently. But regardless, that's better than taking like a bunch of pills or whatever, Luminol is different from Blue Star. I think luminol is a carcinogen and Blue Star isn't. Oh, okay. You have to screenshot things you want to look at and zoom in. Yeah. Store was not online. They had 2 locations. Oh, okay. Well, I knew they had the Facebook page then. That's what I've seen is like their Facebook. I guess they're not their store. Then they're like where they advertise their store. Okay. It helps me. Yeah. It's great for retired people. Is the store at Granny's still open? Yeah, that's so true, Mystic. That is so true. Cashmere, you know what? Another one that's really good that doesn't have psychoactive effects that I've recently discovered and been learning about, CBN. And when I first heard about it, it was described to me by a woman who has a business called Delta Ape down here in North Carolina where they make all that stuff. And she basically said, this is what CBD was supposed to be. Like, it is so calming, but you don't get high or anything. And that's good for some people. Some people get paranoid and stuff, but they still want the medicinal effects. Not sure what Heather has decided to do at the store.
Are the electronics left behind?
This is the room where the cell phones were found on the top shelf. Above that were 2 more laptops that were recovered by the sheriff's department.
Ooh, I don't know how I missed that too. I actually watched this on another local news station, K4 or something like that.
On Wednesday, Okmulgee Police Chief Joe Prentice told us they only found 2 phones.
We recovered 1 phone from the residence that we believe is Holly's. We recovered pieces of a phone from a wooded area.
And what's up with that? Pieces of a phone from a wooded area. Oh, you've gotten a few gifts from there? Aw, that is so cool. I know a store, Rosedale, was without a medical marijuana. Well, now there's a little bit of a loophole with the hemp laws and stuff. You guys can look that out. Good night, Maria. We love you. Mystic, I bought that for my mom, actually. I don't know if she's tried it yet, but Oh, look, Deputy Dumbass. Hey, that will be his new nickname over here. Deputy Dumbass. You know what? I have him on these graphics I made when I like showed where we thought that they were found located and stuff. And I have his name as, Okmulgee Police Chief Joe Prentice. I could just change that from Deputy Dumbass with that face he's making right there. I'm sorry. I needed a laugh anyway, so. Hey, Aussie Gardner. Hashtag Deputy Dumbass. Skeptical of edibles. Never know if you'll be high for 6 hours or 6 weeks. Ooh, okay, Mystic. Thank you. Yes, crazy Italian lady. I know what you mean. I really do. Deputy Dumbass. All right, back to the end of this, and then we'll play that new interview.
The lawyer representing the Websters said in a statement, no words can express this family's fear that the sexual assault of their baby girl has been placed on the dark web, and demanded that law enforcement seize all electronics from the house.
I don't know. How do you check, right? Because I wish there was a way that if there was stuff like that online that it could be removed. I don't know anything about the dark web. So I don't know. Okay, let me go find this interview I want to show you guys that came out last night. Oh, crap. I spelled it totally wrong. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. I really do appreciate it. I thought about pushing this till tomorrow, but I really wanted to do a video on Madeline tomorrow and some of the live footage during her boyfriend's arrest and stuff like that. So tomorrow's my mom's birthday. I said this at the beginning, but in case you weren't here, that is why I decided to go ahead and do it, even though it was kind of late, because I pushed back because Cher had a live that I wanted to see. Okay, so here we go. Right here. What do you guys think about this report that Brian Koberger was, spying on a female colleague through her security stuff that he set up? I don't believe it yet I don't know if it's true, but I would love to know if it is for sure. But okay, we're going to watch this one. Look at this. 8-year-old migrant dies at border facility. Oh, no. That's so sad.
First, the DOC, Steve Hart. He's the chief. He's only been on the job 6 months, but man, is he getting busy on this. This is the statement he sent. The only way to change this culture and the perception of the agency is to challenge everything we do.
I took that as one was inside the house, and then, because I know he said the one that was in pieces was outside, but I thought the other one was inside. I thought he said that too. I don't know. I'll have to go back and re-listen to that. Thank you.
This McFadden case is tragic, and no one wants to see a repeat of that. We're all working together to figure out what the next steps are. But here is the proposal: major changes to the credit
I love you
system,
guys,
like so much that you can lose all your credits, even half your credits, if you screw up at one point, having accrued some. Here's how it works.
Okay. Criminally focused. So this is my unpopular opinion. And you are welcome to all opinions as long as they're respectful. I want to keep it respectful always. But especially when we have people in the chat that are close to the case, we've got to keep, that's important. It's super important to me. I just really want to make sure of that. But anyways, you are being respectful. So let me read this. The videos taken from in the home is proof that Holly knew more about what was going on than we are mentioning. I know she's a victim, but she knowingly put kids in danger. So I find your comment so interesting. I think you should watch Kate's live because Lynn actually talks about this somewhat. She says that she is waiting for police, but if she was part of it, then she was part of it. She's not here to cover up for anybody, hide anything, nothing like that. The only thing that throws me off of being right along with you, because you see those videos and you're like, how could you miss that? The one thing that makes me feel a little different is that we know multiple people, including Tiffany's dad, Joe, who was basically like a dad to all of the kids, all of Holly's kids. He was there on Christmas Eve. That wasn't there. We have a friend who was just there recently. That wasn't there. We have that little girl who was interviewed by the news. She was asked to go over that night and didn't, thank God, but she had been there before. And so it makes me wonder if maybe the chains in Holly's bedroom were old, because those weren't visible. Like, they could have been hidden, rather. But maybe some of them were new. Then we see on Wednesday, the 26th, he purchased those chains and those new locks. And those locks on the counter look new. And I know the chains are old. They look old. And, I know that. But the locks are new. So it all kind of makes me wonder what if. And I'm open to that. I want to know the truth. If she did know more, then she did. And that's just the truth. But until we know that for certain, I think as a creator, I need to be a little careful about it. But you guys, you are free to have your opinions. Thank you, Summer. Thank you, Connie. Law enforcement should be able to find it on the dark web, but depends if law enforcement down there wants to do their job. And Lynn said she begged them to search on the dark web. Hey, Jean, welcome. Never go to the dark web. It's dangerous. Occult ritual murder. I wonder what will happen to all the money that was raised for a private investigation into Maddie's disappearance. Ooh, that's a good question. If it was like $20,000, I don't know. What can they do with it, I don't put too much weight into it at all. Into which part, Melissa? It blows my mind that all that evidence was left in the house. We used to come across ISIS torture chambers, devices overseas way too often, but we photographed, collected, and destroyed all. Wow, that is so interesting. About ISIS, I'll never forget, when they were doing those beheadings on, and filming it and putting it out. That was so scary. It seems like something a person like B.O. would do, but I'm skeptical because nobody is supposed to be talking yet. All these sources. Oh, BK, you mean? Yeah, I know. All these sources. Oh, and that's what you're talking about, Melissa, with Brian. Okay. Don't forget, Joe and Holly claimed in their divorce they had no children. We just learned this fact. Okay. I'm trying to understand why they would do that. And I was talking about it the other day, and Crime Sleuthin lives in Oklahoma, and she said in the chat that this was common in Oklahoma, at least to what she knows, because people don't want them involved with their kids, their custody issues, CPS. They just don't want the state involved. So a lot of times people will say they had no kids. But I'm curious what you guys think about that. What do you guys think the reason for that was? Because it also makes you wonder, I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious what you guys think. My opinion, she knew. She had locks on the storage unit. Oh, that's another thing I meant to mention. The storage unit, and I know I took notes on this part. When the OSBI took over, Lynn says that they sent somebody to the storage unit. It has been gone through, and they contacted the family to come and get the stuff out of there. Welcome, Rich. Thank you. What county is this in again? Okmulgee County? From 2017. She knew who and what he was. What storage unit are you asking about? I was thinking of the one that was, you remember, you guys found that check and showed that check. Hey, Woofy. I know, me too, Ava. Love spell, you ain't lying. That's the truth. BO. They might use those funds for her funeral. Oh, that would be, yeah, that's a good point. And that would be a good use for it. I have to wonder what they both did for work with all the electronics in the house found among many other things of value. Okay. I have an idea of what I think, but let me see. Lynn, what were they doing for work? I know that Holly had her store, but wasn't there something else? OSBI released a storage unit earlier this week to the family. Oh, Rich, welcome back. They will be able to run all their pics through the database through FBI to see if any are flagged on the dark web. Oh, that's interesting. I don't believe they cleaned up for her at all. They didn't, yeah. Betty, I don't think so. They literally showed all of the horrific evidence to the world. You know what I mean? So if they were going to clean up for her, would they have done that? Would they have shown these chains out in the open, the things that were out in the open, the collars, the drugs, all of that stuff? You know what I mean? So they did marketing. Okay, thank you. Marketing. Interesting. Selling life insurance at one time, believe it or not, they let him through the jail. Just what you need to give a criminal. Yeah, your Social Security. I can't believe he was a telemarketer in jail. But anyways, let's get back to this video because this is kind of interesting. Remember, he was a level 4, I believe, when he left, or when he was a level 4 at least when the incident occurred with the young lady in the jail. I think he went down to like level 1 for like 90 days or something. That, and maybe she's going to correct me, but something like that. It was very, very brief. And he was right back to, good behavior.
If you're, there's levels of offenders. And if you're a good person in jail, you go up a level and you can start accruing credits faster. At level 1, you can't get any, but at level 2, you can get 22 credits every month served. You do that by following the rules, taking classes, being good behind bars, right? And 1 credit is a day off your sentence. So if you're a level 3, you can get 33 credits a month. If a level 4, 44 credits a month. There's some enhanced aspects to it. You can get up to 60 credits per month, 60 days off your sentence every month you serve as a good boy or good girl. A level 4 inmate can cut almost 9 months off their sentences. But McFadden was a level 4 for most of his incarceration, right? According to the DOC, he was assigned to a level 1, though, back in January 2017, following his misconduct. In December 2016. That misconduct was actually in January 2017. He was caught with a contraband phone, sexting with a minor, a girl who's charged with it. They didn't really, get his credits taken away like this. So this is the change they want to, they want to make. They want to start taking mass amounts of credit away for people who behave like this, which means you're not going to get out, for good behavior. It makes sense because that was not good behavior.
Yes, I was muted. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that. I was just telling Betty that they actually talked about that, about how they found out that he was a sex offender. And at that point, it was too late. She even talks about how she had offered Joe to help him get custody at one point. So, yeah, I just think watching this interview, I just dropped it a few seconds ago, will help clear up a lot of that, I didn't mean that Holly was to blame and not a victim. Nobody ever deserves for this to happen. Regardless, the chains and needles were scary. I didn't think that you meant that criminally focused. Not at all. Okay.
What happened? We all know what happened when he got out. I want to bring in Justin Webster. His daughter, Ivy, was one of the girls who was killed at a sleepover at McFadden's home. Mr. Webster, you know, you have been so diligent about making changes that will not bring your daughter back, but hopefully will protect other people's kids and other people. What did you feel when you heard that the DOC is actually making some concrete changes?
It's about time, to be honest. And I'm hoping that, you know, it's not just the credit system. There needs to be longer sentences for these sexual predators and sexual offenders. If you ask me, they should spend the rest of their life in prison. They shouldn't be allowed to get out at all, and no credit system at all. They need to sit in there. If they have the ability to destroy a young kid's life in the beginning of their life, because they're going to have mental problems.
He's dead on. He's exactly right. They should not get credits for good behavior. They should have to do at least their full sentence. I'm sorry. That's bullshit. Dylan, I never denied Holly knew who Jesse was. I never supported it, and a lot of my family members are not speaking with me because I work with OSBI. Yeah. And I think you've been like super open and honest, even like I said, about saying that you would help Joe to get custody and things like that. I think, I hope that people will take some time and give it a listen, because I think it explains a lot.
Their entire life, then the sexual predator should be locked up for the rest of their entire life.
So have you, I know that things were so terrible for you and the other family members early on, dealing with the local sheriff's department and how callous and just sort of flippant they were about this whole crime scene. They just walked out of it without collecting evidence. And then the state came in. And from what I gather, you've had a much better experience with the state investigators. Have they told you anything that is new information or updates this case?
All I can say is that they're working diligently and they're not leaving one stone unturned, and they're really keeping us informed on what they're doing. I know they're going through a lot of evidence right now, and that's pretty much where we're at right now. But they do, I am in contact with them almost every day, just telling us they're working.
I love they're talking to the family that often. Also, him saying they're leaving no stone unturned, I believe that, because even when you hear from Lynn, another family, a different family involved in this, she believes they're doing a remarkable job. And when you read their statement, they clearly say, look, we are going to find out what led up to this and what happened during this period. It's not, oh, he's dead, it doesn't matter. I mean, what can we do? I mean, that's just the most bullshit I've ever heard. Come on.
Hard, and they'll keep going until the end.
Was there anything that they said that stood out?
Nothing right now. I know that they're doing the phone dumps and working through the electronic evidence.
Not now, Love Spell. No.
Do they think there might be other victims or perpetrators connected to this particular home that we're seeing on the screen?
I can't really speak for them, but for everybody in their right mind, I guess you would say there's possible. I mean, you gotta kind of think that a mass murderer did that. There's no way that he hasn't done it before, but that's just speculation thinking.
Right. They haven't said that to you necessarily, but you know, obviously the case is progressing. Justin, thank you for being here tonight. I'm glad that
this is the ones that, you know, would have been hidden when the bed was up against the wall and the blankets and stuff were on it.
Have this conversation, but obviously there's a long way to go, and I hope you'll come back again.
Yes, of course.
Thank you for
watching. Let me go back just a second. I want to look at something. So Lynn had said that the first day when they went, they, you know, that that blue spool that was gone. There were things that were there that weren't there when they went back. Some of the drugs, some of the alcohol. So I'm just trying to take another second look. It's been a bit since I've seen the images and stuff. It's scary because when you hear his first victim talk about her experience with him, she says that the items that he used and stuff were very similar to the things in this video. That is an eerie, scary part of this. That is so concerning, knowing they missed so many things. At first, obviously, they probably didn't look for hidden cameras. Oh, I'm very curious about that. Like in the girls' rooms and stuff, I would not be surprised at all if he was watching them in the shower, things like that. You hear about perverts that do that shit all the time. Had cameras up in the lights in the shower and stuff like that. Yeah, the OSBI is like, that's for Oklahoma. We have TBI for Tennessee, CBI, Colorado, so, it's just their state police. Yes, there was one FBI agent on the scene. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to drop Kate's link one more time before we talk about Madeline for a minute, and, which I was planning on talking to you guys about that at the end, just briefly, because tomorrow I would really like to, GBI for Georgia, tomorrow I would really like to go over the live stream of when he was arrested and other new things that have came out since then. I'm waiting on a few things. I'm wondering, I thought there may possibly be some kind of conference. There hasn't been yet, but okay. Don't forget, check out Kate's live. And you know what? I'm not going to stop talking about this. People can feel however they feel. The same way, I will never stop talking about Summer, especially until she's found. I'm not going to talk about it all the time. I'm always bringing in new cases and doing different things, but I am going to talk about it. And I'm not going to stop. This is important, and it needs to be talked about. People need to see this. Even still, those police, they need to face consequences. I'm sorry. That's just the way I feel about it. But, yeah. Yes. Tomorrow is Mom's birthday, Corey. I'm excited. I've got her some good little presents. I got to go out and get maybe one more thing. These babies need to have their story told. Yeah, and it's not, it's over. Bullshit. All of this stuff that we talked about tonight were things I didn't know until Kate's live. And it's not over. It is not over. There's a story to tell that we don't even know yet. Period. And guess what else? We're going to also continue to talk about the other cases, the new cases, and we're going to get into that right now, actually. So let me show you guys. Madeline Pintoya. I'm so sorry I butchered that so bad. I'm trying. Madeline Pintoya. She was found deceased, unfortunately. And I actually heard she was found not long before my live started. First, we knew that he was arrested, but I was curious if they had found her. Connie, it depends. I don't know. I want to talk about Madeline while it's still fresh, but I might wait until Monday. It kind of depends on what she's doing and what we have going on here. Oh, awesome, sweet Melissa. We love you, Alex. Oh, thank you, Pointer Lover. Good luck, Chloe's mom. You guys are funny. Thank you. I love you guys too. Thank you. Pintoa. Oh, God, Jamie. Hey, Beach Lover 64. Thank you, Ava. Okay. She's beautiful, girl. Pintoa. Thank you, Jen. Yeah, we need to practice. Thank God he was arrested, though, because we watched the interview today, and I wondered this because the young lady, the friend, was basically saying they have no persons of interest. They're not listening. The neighbor heard them. Jeez, sorry. I'm getting all moving my hands all around. The neighbor heard them fighting. The neighbor sees not the neighbor, surveillance catches a truck that looks just like his truck, same color, which is like not a very common color, like a bronzy orange Dodge Ram. But yet he's still walking free and he's not a person of interest. And I had thought, I hope and pray maybe police are looking at him very closely right now. They hadn't found her yet. He does look evil. That's what I said when I saw that. Like the look in his eyes. Oh, Connie. I may just do that. Oh, I think we're live on Melissa's tomorrow evening at 9, which my mom goes to bed at like 8 anyways. So actually, I probably will wait and I really want to talk about his arrest and stuff, but I might wait until Monday. We'll see. Wildly inferior beard to the last dude. Yes. Wait. What the heck is this? Don't want to look at playlist. Okay. Mario Chacon, booked May 20th. Let me show you guys this article. This young lady was just so gorgeous. It's really sad. Sad no matter what, right? That doesn't really matter. But breaking news, the Midland Police Department make an arrest for the murder of Madeline Pintoja. God, for Madeline. Sunday, May 20th, Midland police found remains identified as Madeline in the area approximately 3 miles east of County Road 190 and County Road 1160. And I've got some maps that Jamie, Texas chick, has been helping me with. I'll show you on the live when we watch the Facebook Live and stuff. On May 20th at approximately 3:30, Midland police detectives arrested Mario for the charge of murder in connection with the death of Madeline. They initiated an extensive investigation and search on May 11th after she was reported missing. An autopsy will be performed in Dallas County and the investigation is ongoing. Something interesting. His sister was arrested with him. When he was arrested, she was also arrested. Yeah, this is out of Midland, Texas. Hey, Delene. So I think that she was angry and kind of rowdy and stuff like that, and that is why, but I'm not for sure. It is always in the eyes, Ava. Look at Letitia's and Chris Watts. Like, there are so many that their mugshots are just, ugh. Let me see if I can pull up this other article I have on this. Hold on. Let's see, 4 hours ago, 43 minutes. This isn't it, but this was 43 minutes ago, so I'm just going to see if they have any extra information. Booked on first-degree murder. No additional information. Pintoja was last seen around 11 p.m. May 10th after a night out with friends. She was scared to go home. The day that she was last seen, he was blowing up her phone, right? She's scared to go home, afraid he's going to come over to her house, but she's at her friend's house. She has her dog. Her friend has cats. It's annoying her, so she goes home, right? The next day, when she doesn't answer anyone and a couple of her friends start talking, they go over to the house and they get in. They found her phone, her keys, everything. And the interesting thing was he hadn't called at all. Many people had called and been blowing up her phone because she was missing, but he wasn't one of them. His dad was also arrested for drugs. Jamie, I thought about telling that because I also heard that, but I wasn't sure if it was true. So he also has Sampaku. Yes, Marcus, did we talk about that on here before with Brian Koberger? I think we did. I hear the entire family is evil. Ugh. Yes, glad you're here, beach lover. Something about them cameras at the jail, every mugshot shows their evilness. First degree, they have evidence it was pre-planned. Interesting. See, I don't know the laws there, but yeah, it is interesting. It's first degree. Yes, white on 3 parts of the eyes. It basically means, so with most eyes, let's go back to his mugshot real fast. Hold on. So with most people's eyes, you just see the white on both sides, right? But with Sampaku eyes, you see the white underneath as well. And that is really rare. And it is an indication of trauma or evil according to Japanese culture. That's true. That is true. Marcus is smart. No filter in jail. Yep. Shows the truth. A lesson about who you allow in your life. The whole family is in the slammer. Good night, Wolfie. Love you. I'm about to get off here anyways. Hey, Corky. First degree can be death penalty. I hope he gets death penalty. So she was last seen around 11 p.m. May 10th after being at her friend's house. Friends and family were immediately suspicious when they couldn't reach her the next day. The young woman had left her phone, purse, keys, and her dog, which, by the way, she wouldn't even want to leave her dog for like 2 hours, her friends say. She would be, worried sick. She hated that. But the dog was there with no food. Texas first-degree premeditated murder has no explicit time period. It could be 1 second. Oh, okay. Ava, I did that too when we talked about it last time. Good night, Crime Curious. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys. You know what? Actually, Jinlu, hold up. Let me go get my phone and my Mountain Dew, you guys. Just 1 second. Not sure why I called it Mountain Dew. I literally hate Mountain Dew. Don't hate it, but I don't love it. It's mellow yellow, but my brain just did something weird right there. I wanted to make sure you had a wrench in here, Jen, and I keep forgetting. So now that we're live, I just thought of it. Let me fix that. Yeah, there is a term for that, Sampaku eyes. I think Brian Koberger has them. Somebody we recently talked about. Okay. Worried loved ones. Look how beautiful she is. Worried loved ones grew increasingly angry after a week passed without any progress in the search for Pantoja. About 100 people protested outside the Midland Police Department headquarters. We watched a video of that earlier in my live, and that there was. Oh, it just gives you the chills. There was a lot of people out there protesting. Friends believed her ex-boyfriend, who she had recently broken up with and who had a key to her apartment, was to blame, but he had not been publicly named as a person of interest. The other thing is her apartment was locked and the key was inside, and she was gone. Oh, look, there's the protest, you guys. Her neighbors told the outlet they heard a man and woman arguing inside her apartment the night she went missing. Midland police could not immediately confirm whether Chacon was Pantoja's ex. Chacon. Midland Mayor Lori Blanc promised Friday that the police were working tirelessly in searching and gathering information and evidence. According to the chief of police, the department searched 60 square miles of remote property using on-the-ground personnel, drones, and aircraft. They executed over 12 search warrants, interviewed 25 people, and investigated 20 tips in the lead up to the discovery of her body. It was only like 20 minutes from her apartment. I'm going to show you guys in detail when we go over it all, but like I said, I just do not have all the facts yet, so I wasn't going to put off a live I spent hours taking notes for to do a live on something that I don't have the details of. So I just shared it on the community tab, and you guys always check that, like, for updates. And you know what? Some people just don't see them in their newsfeed, which is annoying. And sometimes I don't see other people's community posts. So sometimes you might have to go manually look, but always updates on there. Yes, the eye thing. All right, you guys. Thank you for being here. Hallie said my name and went for her drink and her phone. Oh, thank you, Pointer Lover. Wow, Marcus, what did I do? Definitely crazy eyes. Hey, Candy Cane. Betty Davis eyes. Huh. Here, I'm going to show y'all before we go. Let me just do a Sanpaku eyes. Oh, wow, it's like the first thing that came up when I typed in SAN. It's a scleral show is the medical term for this that describes the white of the eye visibility above or below the iris. It's an anatomical condition that can occur. Hold up. Look, Billie Eilish has them. See her eyes? How you see the white underneath? It means three whites in the Japanese language, and it's about the white showing either below or above the eye. Now, when looking at your own eyes in a mirror reflection, chances you'll see the pupil and iris in the middle and the whites on both sides. Sanpaku refers to eyes that have more scleral visibility. Let me see. Scleral show is a term that, listen to this, it's an anatomical condition that can occur due to hereditary, hormones, trauma, or aging as the bones shift and change shape. Literally, trauma can do it. It's pretty crazy. The physiological implications of Sanpaku eyes are drawn from Japanese from Japanese stuff or face reading. Face reading is an art form that holds a great deal of significance in Japanese culture and other Eastern cultures. However, it's important to note that psychological assessments of Sanpaku eyes are rooted in superstition. In reality, scleral show is simply inherited or can be a result of aging, injury, or disease. You can get surgery for it. How rare is it? Famous people that have them: Marilyn Monroe, Michael Jackson, Princess Diana, John F. Kennedy, Twiggy, Diana Ross, and Billie Eilish. And I believe Brian Koberger too. Hold up. Or maybe it was somebody else, but I think this is who we were talking about before. Maybe it wasn't. Huh. I don't know. Or maybe it was another photo, but not really in that one. Geez, now it's going to drive me crazy who we like, because I know that on a live, like, we really went in detail about this. But anyway, thank you guys for being here to hang out with me on a late live on Saturday night. Jen and Crumb Curious have got me in the habit of really liking the late night lives. It's like the kids are in bed and I don't know. It's just fun. It's fun. But that would explain why they were so tight-lipped in Texas. Agree. Good night, Mrs. O. Good night, you guys. Thank you, Ava, for dropping Miss Bindy's link. And let me drop Melissa's, because she and I and Bindy and Crumb Curious are going on her channel tomorrow night at 9. Yes, Dylan. And Dylan, anything and everything that I can do, anything at all. You know, if you want something to get out there, you want people to get a message out, let me know. Come in the live and let anything you need, just that I can do, you know, which is not a lot, like, by any means. I'm just saying, do not ever hesitate to ask, because I will be there. Good night, Connie. She did have a beautiful smile, Quirky. All right, you guys. Thank you for being here. Ooh, but I've had surgery on my eyes before. Oh, I bet you that's why, Christy. Like I never noticed that with Billie Eilish. She's beautiful. I don't, I don't think it means anything. I think it's interesting though that maybe surgery did it. There are many things that could cause it. So to me, it's so aesthetically pleasing. I like wide set eyes too. All right. 9 is the best time. You got me hooked, damn it. I was going, what? Who did I wrench? Did I give? Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me show you what I did. I'm looking like a definite mess now, but that's all right. I literally had it in my phone. You can't even see. Where you do it, but at the end, it's like add as moderator, and it puts up that little bubble. You can't see it. Managing or standard, and I forgot to click it. Did that work? No, I bet it didn't. I've been meaning to do that for a long time. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Mystic. Thank you guys for being here. Wrench the Jinlu. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a good night. Thank you for being here to hang out with me. And I'll see you soon. Depends on what's going on here tomorrow, but we'll definitely talk about Madeline and all the updates ASAP. So thank you to my mods too. I love and appreciate you guys. I really do. Good night. Bye.